Assalamu alaikum everyone. Welcome to the third day of Khatanas Law Chamber conference on that if we digitalize court system, how can this help to have expeditious or speedy justice in Pakistan? So today is the third day of the conference, and in the previous 2 days, we had people, stakeholders who were from the government as well as lawyers and business people, and people from IT as well. So we had a thorough discussion about the advantages of the if we implement the e-court system in Pakistan, and also we pondered over the risks that are involved and the challenges that we should look upon in relation thereto. So today we also have numerous guests. We have ex Chief Justice Mr. Hamid Ali Shah with us, who will be joining us in a while, and we have Mr. Zafar Kalanori and other people who will be joining us, and I will introduce them one by one. To start off the conversation, I would request Mr. Anik Khatana, who's the managing partner, to let us know what are we going to discuss today and how this can benefit all the people who are involved in today's discussion, because Khatanas Law Chamber is also developing a software to facilitate this e-court system in Pakistan. So I would request Mr. Anik Khatana to please start off the conversation. Thank you everyone for being here.
Thank you very much, Ms. Kirutulain. First of all, thank you very much for such a wonderful response. And I'm very happy that we have been receiving so many messages since last 2 days, and people are giving us their suggestions, and they are giving us their opinions that how can we improve it, and what are the problems that we are going to face. And I'm very thankful to those people who are also connecting us to people who are expert in this area in different countries. I'm also thankful to those people who have connected me to people in India, New Zealand, England, and Bangladesh. And I'm very happy that they're going to be joining us today. As you know, that in last 2 days, we had people from, as Ms. Kirutulain mentioned, we had people from government, from judiciary, and a common man as well. The reason behind this conference was in order to gain the data and prepare a paper that is going to help to our honorable courts. First of all, that was the main motive of these conferences. And secondly, the second motive was that we are, in our limited resources, trying to develop a software for our honorable courts. It cannot be possible without all of your support to run that system, and it is not possible at all to run that system without the government support, which is why we have invested our own money to prepare the prototype, and which we are ready to present it to the honorable courts and help our system in Pakistan. It is not something that we have to do it after, as Mr. Altabas said in the last conference, he was absolutely right. And we believe in the same manner that we don't have to finish this work in maybe 5 or 10 years, as always, if we look at our history that we have been doing in the past. But we have to finish it in few maybe weeks, couple of weeks, or maybe months, because we really need to understand that we are far behind than all of our neighboring countries who have developed these systems and who are trying to improve this system day by day. I am grateful to Mr. Zafar Kalanori, who has shared a lot of research with me and with our panel. Mr. Zafar Kalanori shared this judgment, very recent judgment, in which the honorable judges have started to discuss the video link and the e-filing system in their judgment. So we are going to be discussing that as well in this meeting. Thank you very much for all the trainees of Khatanas Law Chamber who have been joining us from all of these meetings. We request them to please participate, ask their questions, share their researches with us. And the people who are joining us today, please also share your research so we can conclude this paper and submit to the honorable courts. So without wasting any time, we'll start with the very recent judgment, which is being delivered by two of the honorable High Court judges, Lahore High Court judges. One is Mr. Salim. Those judgments are very pertinent to the subject and the project that we are leading right now. So I would request Mr. Zafar Kalanori to please shed some light on the judgment. on the concept and the software that we have developed and how can we improve that, and the other things and strings attached to this project. So over to you, Mr. Safar Kalanwari, and then we can move forward from there.
Thank you very much. Actually, this judgment is titled Munawar Hassan versus the State, and it is from Lahore High Court jurisdiction, Multan bench, where two judges of to understand that whenever there is a murder case which is decided by a lower forum that is subject to affirmation by the High Court if death sentence is given. So there was a decision by APC Court with regard to the death of a person for which two people were given death sentence, and during the pendency of this murder reference before the High Court and the appeal by the people, an application was filed on behalf of the complainant that they want to enter a compromise with the legal heir of the deceased, who are ready to compound on the terms entered a compromise between them. And this case may be decided on the basis of that. And another request was made that since the son of the was in Dubai and it was not physically possible for him to come all the way to Pakistan, therefore his evidence may be recorded through video link. So an application under section 561A of the Criminal Procedure Code was filed, praying that the special judge who was seized of the matter at the trial level be directed to record the statement of Amir Shah Nawaz, who was the leader of deceased Haji Abdul Majid and was living in Dubai through video link. Court minutely examined the law on the subject, and Chapter 25 of the Criminal Procedure Code prescribes the method for taking of evidence or recording of evidence. And it says that all inquiries and trials in criminal cases are to be conducted in a way that evidence of by video conferencing is not mentioned there. Nonetheless, there is no provision in the code which forbids it. And court taking into the principle of interpretation of statutes as has been done by many jurists and many courts around the globe, says there are two kinds of acts. One, those acts which are fixed time acts, and there are other acts which are ongoing acts. So the legislators, they did not visualize that a situation will arise later on whereby this act will not cater to those needs, like this new technology was not in the field when the procedure was enacted. And by the way, India also has a similar problem. Their criminal procedure code, which was reenacted in 1983, is also a replica of Indian evidence like we have in Pakistan, and that does not provide for recording of the evidence from with video link again. But taking into consideration that a liberal may be given and a living act and moving on, and with the present scenario, why interpretation be made which is in such a way that a dynamic way of doing things. In Pakistan, in 2006, Karachi 9 is the judgment where this principle was interpreted for the first time. It was said, section 353 of the which orders that all evidence is to be recorded through personal evidence of person. Therefore, let's do it in such a way it's prohibited. So it can be dispensed with, and in some cases, of course, the evidence can be recorded through the first judgment. Then came another judgment, 2013, CLC 571, again from Karachi jurisdiction, with regard to interpretation of Electricity Act, and it was a technical matter, and this again interpreted that a meaning should be adapted, which should be liberal, which should be progressive. And in India, invariably, in so many cases, and there are a couple of important judgments in 1996, page 1128. This was State versus CBI New Delhi and G. Chaudhary case. Evidence Act was interpreted by Section 45 of that Act. Was said that it was said that since it mentioned handwriting, and typewriting should be included in handwriting. This was the first interpretation which they did. And then in the case of negotiable instruments, section 138, there was another verdict, and that was AIR 1999 Supreme Court, whereby it said, since you are required to serve a notice before laying a suit on the basis of a negotiable instrument, if you don't serve a notice, in hard form, it can be sent through fax also. This was the interpretation. In Pakistan, we have to look at the law, which is different from all other things, and that is Qanun-e-Shahadat, Article 164. And I read, it's important. It says production of evidence that has become available because of modern devices. It can be used as an evidence. And then we have Section 10 of the Punjab Witness Protection Act 2018, which is also to the similar effect. But the landmark judgment action is Salman Akram Raja versus Government of Punjab. This is 2013 SCM 203, whereby Supreme Court Head Justice Muhammad Chaudhary took a suo motu notice in a case where it was a girl who was, subjected to sexual, action, and she was about to commit suicide because police was not hearing, and this rape victim came to the notice of the Supreme Court, and they converted it into a petition, and later on they interpreted so many things, and they said, of course, especially in case of women and juvenile, the children, video link should be used for evidence because they are in a kind of threat and they are afraid to come to court. And on the basis of that, a direction was given, and Lahore High Court issued a letter in 2017 to all magistrates and asking them to use modern devices. And this was the beginning. And you remember this factory in Karachi, whereby some people were burnt to death. And in this case, ATC again used video. And in a case in Islamabad with regard to blasphemy, that was also used by ATC court. Both the courts, Sindh High Court and the Islamabad High Court, approved video link recording. And not to forget that in Hussain Haqqani's case, Ijaz Mansoor's evidence was recorded in British High Commission, and there was a commission, Chief Justice High Court, Balochistan, Quetta High Court, Sindh High Court, and Islamabad High Court statement in the High Commission Hussain Haqqani's case. So this is a practice that was going on. But here you see in this judgment they have mentioned the laws. In Australia there is a law, in Canada there is a law, in England there is a law, and in so many other countries like Ireland there is a law, in New South Wales there is a law, and even in South Africa there is a law.
Thank you very much for your valuable comments. Can you please move forward? Sir, thank you very much for your contribution. Can you
I move forward. And move forward. And this laid certain protocols and parameters which are to be followed in case of video links. Whereas video should be held in a place which is approved by the court. Secondly, if it is a witness whose evidence to be recorded, a magistrate, first class under section 503 or 06 should be at commitments to help the court to make this process easier and supervise this process. If witness is abroad, he identified through ID card and passport, and the evidence is to be recorded if there is a reciprocity agreement with the help of courts over there, or otherwise through notaries or the High Commission or the consulates. And then to be filed, witnesses to be provided with all the documents which are required for before cross-examination. The bill is to be paid by the, charges are to be paid by the person who is making application. Judge will have every right to hold perjury proceedings, and of course he can check it. If somebody is taking help or being instigated by someone, it can be checked. So there has to be informant with regard to that. And judgment further goes on to say that it can be revoked in certain circumstances where the court feels that personal attendance.
Sir, I'm sorry.
Also,
Sir, I'm sorry. I have to give time to other
so
people.
end of the day, what this judgment has even said, back to square one, I say, unless you have rules, unless you have legislation, unless you have a software, unless you have a protocol, unless you have trained people, unless you do it by way of pilots and certain things, you cannot do it. We don't have it in Pakistan. It's a good beginning. It has to be done, but it is coupled with all those suggestions. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. It was really enlightening. सर कल हमने जो डिस्कस किया था और परसों भी द मेन कंसर्न वर कि हम उस तरफ फोकस करें कि सिक्योरिटी इश्यूज कोई ना हो, क्योंकि कल जब हम बात कर रहे थे पीपल फ्रॉम इंडिया तो उन्होंने भी कुछ ऐसे इश्यूज को रेज किया जिसके अंदर बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट था कि हम सिक्योरिटी इश्यूज जो से हैं उसके बारे में बात करें और उसको समझें भी. First of all, I would like to welcome Mr. Rahmatullah Javed, who is also corporate advisor of Khatanas Law Chamber. He's in the meeting. Before we move forward and listen to him, I would like to give few minutes to Mr. Saqib Ahmed and Usman, who are working on the technical side. They are joining us from another country. ये हमारी जो technical team है उसके अंदर काम कर रहे हैं, and they are the one who have developed this software for us. So I would like to listen from them, and I would request them to please shed some light on the security part और cyber के जो इस वक्त issues हैं उनको हम किस तरह से deal कर रहे हैं और आगे लेकर चल रहे हैं. Since we have limited time, so I'll just request Mr. Saqib and Mr. Usman to be very precise. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you, Anik. Assalamu alaikum everyone. मैं आप लोगों को थोड़ा सा ओवरव्यू दूंगा. जो उसकी टेक्निकल जाएंगे ज्यादा वो उस्मान जाएंगे. We have working with KLC. हम लोगों ने एक प्रोटोटाइप चीज बनाई भी है. But we have to understand if this thing is to move forward, there are certain challenges that need to be met. The primary one among them is going to be making sure that this whole digital platform is secure. क्योंकि उसके ऊपर जो डॉक्यूमेंट्स ऐड होंगे वो सेंसिटिव नेचर के होंगे, कोर्ट की हियरिंग्स हो रही हैं, वांट दैट डाटा ब्रीच्ड. हम नहीं चाहते कि उस ऊपर आके कोई उसको हैक करे, हैक करने के बाद सेंसिटिव डॉक्यूमेंट्स डाउनलोड कर ले, उसके बाद हम किसी ऑकवर्ड पोजीशन में होंगे, इस तरह की कोई चीज. बट एट द सेम टाइम वी आल्सो हैव टू रियलाइज दैट दिस इज अ वेरी चैलेंजिंग टास्क. While doing everything that we can, it cannot be done without the help of the experts that are available. So हम लोग इसके अंदर for the time being हम लोग consultations भी carry out कर रहे हैं. We are reading up on it. Thanks to KLC, अमूमन जैसा कोई टेक्निकल टीम साथ अटैच होती है वो किसी भी प्रोजेक्ट को सिर्फ टेक्निकल एस्पेक्ट से लेके चल रही होती है. बट बिकॉज ऑफ KLC's हेल्प हम इसके अंदर लीगल एस्पेक्ट को प्रॉपरली समझ के उसको टेक्निकली इनकॉर्पोरेट कर रहे हैं इस डिजिटल प्लेटफॉर्म के साथ, ताकि जो लॉयर्स ने, जजेस ने, पिटिशनर, जिस किसने भी इसको यूज करना है, उस जो लीगल एस्पेक्ट्स हैं वो तमाम केटर हो रहे हैं. जहां तक सिक्योरिटी कंसर्न्स की to you, Usman.
Hello everyone. Basically, the more concern is about how we can make sure that every data is being uploaded, every verdict by the judge or everything which a petitioner or the defendant is uploading on our portal should be secured, or if in the future it cannot be manipulated. So the main concern is about the security. But the thing which we are going to is the primary having a primary focus towards building a secure environment. Nothing can be manipulated, and the proceeding of the honorable court is according to the whole scenarios which it should be, but in according to the e-court system, it will work as progressively as it works in normal scenarios. So the security of everything is the main concern. For the time being, everything in this prototype is going to be third parties, but in the future, what we are trying to achieve with our with our consultant is that we make each and everything of our own, so we can secure each and everything from each and every aspect, so that we don't have to rely on any other third party company, third party services from the aspect, from the aspect of having this. So that's the whole complete concept behind the prototyping, is that so that we can have the security analyst and can make sure that we can completely do this thing. Obviously, it's not an easy task. We will be requiring a huge amount of resources. Along with that, a huge technical experts from the IT industry, so that they can come on board with us and they can help us with that, so that we can achieve the security as soon as possible and as much efficiently and complete the secure infrastructure, so that we don't have to be worried about being compromised in any situation.
Right.
I think so that would be all from my side.
Right.
Thank you so much, Shabir. I would also like to request Mr. Rahmatullah Javed, who is the corporate executive for Khatanas Law Chamber and also the founding member of Lahore Chamber of Commerce. Sir, I would request you to please say a few words on the topic that we are discussing.
जी जनाब वाला जी भाईजान क्या हाल है कहाँ गायब हो गया सुबह को मिल गए
I think Sir Rahmatullah Javed is busy. Sir, can you hear me?
Okay, we have another guest, Chaudhry Mohammed Javed. He's a practicing barrister and very senior lawyer. Sir, would you like to? I would request everyone to please put your mics on mute. Thank you very much. Over to you, Sir Javed.
I can hear all of you, but I think I'm not currently on at your system. So can you hear me, everybody?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, so I think I can only see my name in part of the name in the portal. Anyhow, so subject is very interesting, and I would like to appreciate the efforts and initiative taken by Anik and the chamber. So I think idea of putting the online evidence is not new at all in the world, and it's not new in Pakistan as well. So as long as we are using already e-evidence, ecosystems, and it's already very much in action. The thing is now, actually, post-COVID, what sort of measures we can take that should be treated as up to the mark, and that should be of the international level as well. I would refer some of the things that we are already using in the Sweden Maxwell, and the evidence we have already recorded number of times to different courts. So it's very easy. We've been using Skype, we've been using now we are using Zoom as well. And it's very easy to use these kind of system. But if we have a well-equipped and the software system that can handle sort of problems we are facing in the Lahore High Court, in the filing situation, in the system we are actually living in. So we can handle things very appropriate manner. Thing is that who are the technicals who would be guiding them? Either will be the regulating authority who will be dealing with the matters, either the Honorable Lahore High Court or the Chief Justice of Lahore High Court is willing to do these sort of up-to-date and meeting the challenges of the international scenario. And the things are that we need to address these sort of things. I think but what I understood from the up till now discussions, that is things you are trying to introduce the software system which can cater the need of the time. You know, filing through system and through system, uploading through system, it's not new as well. So many embassies, courts, authorities, tribunals, Royal Court of Justice, European courts are already using these kind of systems, and we can idealize any of sort. If we just idealize any system from the Australian embassy using, that they sprout a portal for every single client. You need to just upload the desired form in the PDF form. It's very easy. I would again refer our own experiences well within Lahore areas, that if you want to file certain documents, any file with the LDA. So LDA is experiencing, I think for the last 8-9 years I've witnessed things, that if you give them your file, so they are of copying that and converting all file within a minute to your system, and that will go straight away to your system. The thing is that how much burden that we need to cater. We need to have an assessment that how many filing is there, and we are what are the anticipations, that how much filing we can anticipate. If suppose we can assess thousands of filing in the databases, we should have, and we should be prepared to prepare a software which can cater at least 1,500 files a day. So parallel system might go along, because there are other factors that we need to address as well. That so many youngsters, so many old people, so many seniors would not think to cope with the new system, because much of us are not even used to use even a remote of their own TVs. They cannot use their remote to adjust the things. Even their basic things, basic devices. So these kind of things these kind of issues we need to address with the passage of time. And I think time and teamwork would work all along. We are here to sort everything. We are here to share experiences as well. Kalanuri Saab is an excellent guy, mashallah. He has done a lot. He is an excellent mediator. He can share a lot of experiences.
Thank you, sir. Sir, now I would like to request Sir Rahmatullah Javed, as we have a short amount of time. So I would request Sir Rahmatullah Javed to also shed light on the topic. Sir, Sir Rahmatullah Javed, your mic is on mute.
Thank you very much. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now.
I am definitely of the viewpoint that you people are talking absolute requirement of the legal position, and I am not really a legal person, but I am your business partner here for the reason that we need legal support. And I was already in a session of entrepreneurship, and I was teaching the students of International University of Information, and I was telling them that the entrepreneurship is based on your legal points, abiding laws. Unless you abide laws, you cannot become winner. If you want to become a winner, you have to follow the rules You have to follow the regulations, and rules and regulations are the basic of entrepreneurship and of your lives. And people are also required to guide the entrepreneurs, the beginners, and the people in the corporate and the small businesses to practice the law and to adopt the law and do all legal documentation. Like documentation is one of the most important factor of our tax base increasing, because we have seen that nothing is done. Out of 22 million people, we are only lakhs paying taxes. This is one of the most important duty of our lawmakers to facilitate their clientage to become a documented economy, and tell them the golden benefit being taxpayers and law-abiding people who abide the law. They get the glory and they get the respect. But there are so many other factors prevailing in our society, which I really don't want to go into detail, because I really do not know much about the basic, because I myself was in a tool presenting a entrepreneurship and SMEs to IT University, and talking all these things. And I like to compliment you, Nick, and all your colleagues to go into this activity. And I believe that we can plan to bring some entrepreneurs and businessmen onto this forum, because they need more these things. And I mean, I will last thing I want to add, that as Lahore Chamber has started this what you call mediation center, and one of the major mediator is already on the line, उन लोगों से भी जरूरत है, जिसके लिए आप सबकी समझता हूँ कि जो आपकी तालीम है, जो आपका इल्म है, वो उनको पास होना चाहिए. आई ऑलवेज सेड पढ़े लिखे लोगों की हमें बड़ी जरूरत है, क्योंकि एकेडमिक लिंकेज कोई बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. आप लोगों के दिमाग रोशन है, आप लोग पढ़े लिखे हैं, और हमारे पास एक्सपीरियंसेस है, ग्राउंड रियलिटीज है, ग्रास रूट इंफॉर्मेशन है. अगर हम उसको लिंक करेंगे तो कानून की बालादस्ती होगी, और मैं समझता हूं तो काम भी चलेगा. थैंक यू वेरी मच.
Thank you very much, sir. We are running out of time. Simply have to conclude this meeting. So if anyone has any question, please go on. But if anyone would like to contribute anything, please just take 1 minute. Any one of you. And then we'll go towards concluding these 3 days. Any of our trainees who have done trainings with us, if they would like to contribute anything, they're more than welcome. Ms. Hafsa, Mr. Zishan, Ms. Rabia, Minahil, Amira, anyone?
Sir, I want to ask a question that would it be a time-taking process that if putting the evidences and everything, it will take too much time, too much workload on the clerks of the court as well?
सर मैं दुआ नमाज भी पढ़ ली, दुआ भी पढ़ ली.
We can't hear you properly. Could you please repeat your question?
So my main question is that wouldn't it be put a great amount of workload on the clerks of the court, and it would be a quite time taking for the legal friend as well as the judges to all the evidences and go through, because every case would take quite a long time.
Okay, I think it is a very interesting question. I believe they take more time while juggling with the papers that they have right now. And it is easier to lose those files when they don't need it. But it is harder to lose those files when you have those in an electronic form. So I was going through the prototype that our team have developed today, and I was so happy to see that कि physically जाके जब हम केस करते हैं तो different stages के ऊपर 3 घंटे लगते हैं, ठीक है, copy and all that. लेकिन मजे की बात जब हम अपने पोर्टल के ऊपर कर रहे थे तो we were shocked to see कि हमने उसको नोट किया. It only took us 3 minutes to upload all the documents and send it to the other party. So I think the technology always helps and it saves your time. So where we were taking 3 hours, now we'll be taking maybe 3 minutes. And especially it, yes, Mr. Altamash has rightly just noted it down in the group, and all of you can read it, that it takes 25 years for a case to institute in the lower court till it reaches to the Supreme Court. So you have to institute the cases in different levels. You need institution for different levels, but right now we are starting it with the High Court. And if you look at the system that we have right now after the Corona, no one can physically go and file a case over there. So you need a system to run to run the mechanism and to run the system of the court. So right now we don't think that we have any other option. And as far as the evidence part is concerned, as Mr. Ashok Arora and other people who joined us from India mentioned, that this is the part, even when we were discussing it with the people from America, they said that this is the part we are still developing. You're absolutely right, Zishan, that we need a lot of time, maybe 15 years, 16 years, or maybe 20 years to work on the evidence part. That is still to be developed because it is developing in the country, in other countries. But we need to realize that we have to start working on it from today. Because if we will start working on it today, we will be researching on it and we will keep on improving it. But the problem is, as already Mr. Altamash mentioned yesterday, that the debate should be, even we don't have the budget, why it is not necessary to start it right now. We can develop it, we can improve it with time. But the question is, and the requirement is, that we have to start it right now. So over to you, Ms. Kuratulen. I would request you to please conclude the meeting because we are running out of time, and the paper which has been compiled in these 3 days, it is going to be circulated to all of you. So over to you, Ms. Kuratulen.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for participating with us in these last 3 days. It was a very good discussion, and your suggestions are highly appreciated. It is undoubtedly that under Article 37D of the Constitution, it demands that there should be inexpensive and expeditious justice. And if we want expeditious justice or speedy justice in Pakistan, then the modern and new technologies is the key. So thank you, everyone, for being with us, and we would really like to request everyone to even enlighten us with their suggestions in the future as well. And we would also conduct other conferences in the future, and we would like all of you to participate in it. Thank you, everyone, for joining us.